Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at this kid is going to be a serial killer one day. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. Went to school with a kid called Michael who strangled himself in class with a shoelace, like purple face and forcefully doing it. One time he broke his arm and had a cast. Got into an argument with another kid and he just started bashing him with a broken arm really hard. The teacher tried to get him to leave and go to the principal's office. He refused, so she moved the entire class next door and left him there. So he barricaded the door and started trashing the classroom, the projectile monitors, ripping whiteboards off the wall, flipping tables, etc. After 30 minutes, the police arrived and he was coloring in, bouncing his feet looking happy, waving to kids outside the window looking in. The police broke the door down and he jumped on the table, then attacked them. Never saw him again after that one. Dude was nuts. What is going on in his home as well? Because I feel like for kids, environmental factors affect them a lot. So the family life too. Well, that's sad. I was in my office one day when a kid I'd never met before strolled in. Very quickly, I recognized by his behavior that he was a BD, behavioral deficit student who somehow got out of his class. He started a conversation with me, asking who I was and what I did. I could tell he was trying very hard to get under my skin as he emptied a box of tissues one by one, so I didn't react. He then kicked over a number of trash cans, so I didn't react. He went into my office bathroom while talking to me with the door open, not to use it, and started messing with the supplies in there. I walked over so I could get a clear view. He then tried to pull the sink off the wall while telling me that he has compulsion issues and has a really hard time not doing things he thinks about but knows are wrong. He said last year he was expelled from his school because he threw his desk at another student. He told me sometimes he imagines what it would be like to brutalize and murder someone. Eventually, he tried and realized the sink wasn't coming down. I kept talking to him and asked if he would like to help me clean up the mess on the floor or if he wanted to go back to class. He helped me clean and then I took him for a walk back to his class. That kid took a lot of work over 4 years by a lot of people, therapy and medication included. He eventually learned impulse control and learned the differences between craving negative and positive attention from people. He left BD and got to be in general classes, became an athlete, got some real friends and graduated. I honestly cried when I saw him get his diploma. I hope he stays healthy. Oh my gosh! I'm so glad he got the help that he needed. I guess the guy above needs something like this too. But this guy was not violent though. Like, this kid didn't attack people. But man, I'm so glad that it's a happy ending. Good on him. Good on him for getting the help that he needed. And he became a better person and now he has some good friends. Oh my god, I'm so happy for him. Preschool teacher for a very wealthy community. I have a 3-year-old who is physically violent. The first day I had him in my class, he attacked me. I tend to get down on the floor and play with the kids. Seeing an opportunity, he latched onto my ear and tore little bits of flesh with his tiny fingernails. I bled. I tried talking to his mum. She says, yeah, he gets rowdy. Yeah, he gets rowdy, then do something about it, stupid woman. This is how your kids grow up to be violent when you don't teach them the right and wrong. She's like, oh yeah, it's okay, he just gets rowdy, that's just how he's born. Just this past week, I had him in my room again. He delighted in making another boy cry, refused to participate in our activities, only wanting to throw toys directly at my face. Once I did convince him to participate, he clung to me. It was bizarre and honestly made me very sad. I talked to some other teachers who've known them longer. Apparently, mum and dad are serious alcoholics. He's an only child and desperate for attention. They all know about his outbursts and violent tendencies, but there's really nothing anyone can do because he's 3. I'm just going to try my best with him. Maybe a positive influence and some consistency will give this little guy some reassurance. I know that there are people who are mentally ill and born with issues beyond their control, but I think this kid just has bad parents. Wish me luck, friends. Good luck. I hope he ends up becoming a better kid too. See, I feel like it's mostly influenced by the parents. Like, a kid like this, probably because their parents have been violent, that's why they're violent. Kids learn from grown-ups, alright? It's just like when a grown-up says something bad, the kid just repeats after them because they don't know what it is. They just think it's normal. They don't know the law and everything, you know? 9-year-old chasing an 8-year-old with a brick in each hand trying to smash the other kid's skull in. When I stopped him, he was screaming something about how he was going to kill the other kid. He's probably 13 now and I suspect in jail or killing animals for fun. Yep. It's probably in jail, to be honest. A 9-year-old and you just want to smash a kid with bricks? What the heck? When I was 9-year-old, I was playing with Pokemon cards. Like, come on now. I had this one student, let's call him Timmy. Timmy was prone to extreme violent outbursts for little to no reason at all, and they were so unpredictable that I had to set up a Timmy evacuation protocol with my other students in case I felt their lives were in danger. These are some of the times I had to use this protocol. Before Timmy was banned in my room from using pencils and safety scissors, he went on a rampage with a pencil. He was trying to stab another classmate because I helped her with her writing before him. He was doing his writing just fine, and seconds before that, I had told him, "Great job, Timmy. I love how you are keeping your letters on the lines." He didn't need help, and he never once asked for it. Thankfully, the little girl was not hurt as I was right there and was able to throw my hands in front of her face while he was aiming. However, he did get me, and the pencil lead was left in my hand. Timmy attempted to choke another child because that child was using a red crayon. So instead of getting an identical red crayon from the bucket in front of him, he tackled that child out of his chair and put his hands on his neck while screaming like a banshee. About a week after the choking incident, he was upset because he wanted to be the only one in class. So he pushed a shelf that I, as a grown adult, have trouble moving over in an attempt to, in his words, squish his classmates who were working on the carpet. Thankfully, I was able to hold it up while they ran. He proceeded to destroy my entire classroom, to the point where I decided to just move classrooms for the day as it would have been impossible to clean it up, and frankly, I didn't want my already traumatized students to come in and witness it. Every single day, this child would have a violent meltdown. Some were more contained to himself, a small area, or me personally. This child was 4 years old. 4! And they're doing all this stuff? What? What is going on in the home life where they just go crazy like this in class? How are you 4 and so freaking angry and violent? He literally wants to murder people. He was choking this kid. He wants to push a shelf to squash other kids. Bro, what is wrong with him? I feel like once you notice a kid become violent, you need to bring them to therapy, dude. The younger you fix it, the better. She was a little angel student when my boss was in the room, but the second the door closed, she tilted her head, stared at me, and said, "I want to hurt you." Her eyes were absolutely lifeless. She was 8. She was also very frequently violent to me and other students or teachers. Wow, so she's manipulative too. She knows how to lie and everything, and be nice to people that appeal to her, and be mean to people that she doesn't like. Crazy. Man, kids can be scary. When I was in 4th or 5th grade, there was this older, wild, troubled kid who rode our bus. He had curly red hair, always seemed to have scratches on his face, and he was unpredictable and creepy. We all avoided him. We were headed home after school, and there was a loud scream from the back of the bus. Bus driver slammed on the brakes, and we all whipped our heads around to see what the scream was about. The red-headed kid had attacked a kid in another seat, ripped a large scab off that other kid's arm, road rash from a bike accident on gravel, and was back in his seat chewing on the scab and laughing. As the bus driver approached the back, the other kid was bleeding and crying. We all realized in that moment that the crazy kid was genuinely dangerous. We never saw him again. Yeah, man. Honestly, some kids just need to stay in some place confined for kids, alright? So they can also get the help that they need. Dude! Kids like this should not be allowed to roam around and just hurt other kids. What the heck? Kid number 1. He was a 13-year-old who had severe aggression and ADHD. His parents were divorced. Dad wanted nothing to do with him, and Mum was an overprotector who was a holistic medicine dermatologist who demanded I call her doctor name every time I called her. Their son was hospitalized due to him beating up small children and fighting teachers. He was at my state hospital for a week where he would terrorize staff and children and would cause lockout between security and him. I tried calling his parents, but his dad had our number blocked. I knew this because when I called him on my phone, it rang longer. He answered, then hung up. When I called him again, it said number not in use, and his mum only answered the phone late in the evening outside of work hours. Mum would get stories about what would happen at work, and she demanded to get a call from me. One day we finally got a call from Mum, and she's screaming at me on how her little sweet boy was a victim of society and I'm a horrendous therapist. She told the boy everything. The boy said LOL. My mum said you suck. I'll be out of here soon. Mum removed him from the hospital where he was hospitalized by Child Protective Services again. The state called me to ask why did I discharge. I told them he was discharged due to his parents removing him from the program prematurely. Last I heard, kid was in juvie and Mum is trying to buy him out. Parents like this suck, dude. They never let the kids learn. That's why the kid is gonna die early, you know? Honestly, either die early or go to jail early. No in between. Kid is gonna think he's on top of the world because every time he lands himself in trouble, he gets out free. Kid number 2. I had a 9-year-old who had severe aggression. He held grudges and promised to kill other kids. He was sent to my hospital after choking a kid unconscious. I barely got back from a 3-week vacation, and my supervisor had this kid unassigned for 3 weeks with no paperwork filed, such as notes, intake, progress, and so on. They threw him in my caseload. 1 week later, my supervisor demanded I release the kid because he has been here long enough. I fought against it because this kid wasn't improving from what I heard. They discharged him instead. Kid was returned to us a week later after trying to kill the same kid again. What is going on? Like, why do you want to release a crazy kid to hurt other kids when he's not getting better yet? I don't get some adults. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!